Kenny, either one doesn't matter. Okay. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. We obviously have a nice announcement to make on behalf of the athletic department and some of the things we have going on, in particular at this facility that you're in, at the what is known as the Little Yum facility, or the practice facility as most call it on campus. But you know, over the course of the last number of months, you know, we've talked about a lot that's happening in the athletic department and what we're doing in our fundraising efforts, and talked about some specific projects. One of them today involves the practice facility, and we've included Rick and David Kueber in those discussions as we've talked about just directionally where we want to go, things we want to get done with our student athletes related to academics as well as athletics, and then you know, obviously explaining the vision of the athletic department, some of our core values and things we developed within our team, and frankly gaining their buy-in and trust, because before we talk about you know, their gracious ability to invest in what we're doing, I want them to be clear on what we're trying to get done here. And so with that, I've bored them a couple times in long meetings to chat about what we do want to get done. On facilities here in Little Yum, it's still great bones. It's great. If you compare this to most basketball facilities across the country, you'd still find that the bones of this facility is at the top. Where we're lacking is certainly some of the sizzle and you know, recruiting opportunities. When they walk in the front door, it doesn't give you a great impression of the legacy and the tradition and winning that we have in our programs here. So I think that we've talked about what we can do there, what we could do to enhance even weight rooms and other areas, study areas that we have inside the facility related to all aspects, whether it's men's basketball, women's basketball, and lacrosse. So I know as we've brought we've got our veteran here in Jeff Walls with the women's program, but we have two newer ones in Scott Teeter and Chris Mack, and they've brought great ideas and a fresh perspective of what we can do in the facility. So in going through that, and we've looked at a lot of facilities, pictures otherwise, and where we think some of the best traits of those facilities are, and bring them here. We've talked a lot with Rick and David about how they could be supportive in that cause, and once again, much like they've done over the course of time, the last 10 years in particular, with our facilities and things we want to get done, they've stepped up. And with that, it gave us the opportunity to think about you know, how we could transition into Planet Fitness. And with Yum, I think with their business model changing and owning less of their stores and selling those off to franchisees, it looked like an opportunity for them to shift some of their marketing dollars, and for us to introduce a new namings right sponsorship partner here at this facility. And at the same time, Yum has been gracious in a lot of ways to the university and to athletics, but is also making a donation at the same time, so of $625,000. So that'll happen right away. Certainly, you can see we're in process of removing the Yum signage from the facility throughout, not just on the exterior, and then it'll be replaced with new signage reflective of Planet Fitness, but in particular the Kueber family, which will showcase the Kueber Center. So you'll see that happen over the next 30, 60 days as we get that completed. But with this, Rick and David and their families have been, you know, gracious enough to let us, you know, move forward with this agreement. It's a 10-year agreement. It's a $3 million agreement, and it avails us the opportunity to refresh and bring some life back to this facility. As I mentioned, in a variety of aspects. So we've done walkthroughs of the facilities, showed them pictures of things we like at other places, and allow them to step in. So with that, I'll let them speak to why this project might hit home with them, and what they feel it does for us as well. Guys, I'll switch seats with you. All right,
cool. All right. Well, Vince is certainly better at this than I am. So first, thank you everyone for being here today on behalf of our families, employees, and customers in Louisville and across the state. We're excited to make this gift to the University of Louisville. This gift will be used for the expansion, renovation, and renaming of the practice facility, as Vince mentioned. Someone asked me yesterday, why make this gift? There are two reasons. First, David and I firmly believe that The university is the heartbeat of the city. As the university goes, the city goes. We encourage other business leaders to donate, what Vince Vince uses phrase all the time, treasure, and talent to the university any way they may choose. The second reason is it goes back to a luncheon that David and I had with Chris during our first meeting over the summer, or Coach Mack. Chris. All right, Chris. Over the summer, and I asked Chris a question: what are your biggest challenges and needs? And Chris had mentioned some upgrades needing to happen here at the practice facility. I came in a week later with Michael Dudas, and we walked through the facility with Chris, and Chris was very well prepared. He had, over 20 photos of other universities that had best-in-class facilities, and he was able to share his vision with us. And hopefully this gift will provide the opportunity for him to fulfill the vision, and it will also help Jeff in the women's program and the lacrosse program as well. Next, I would like to thank Vince Tyra. We are extremely, David and I are both extremely happy with everything that Vince is doing here at the university, specifically aligning himself and his values and culture with Dr. Benapudi's, a culture of both transparency and integrity. I think that's important to everyone here in the city and the fan base. Next, I'd like to thank Michael Dudas. Michael has been our long-term liaison with the athletic department. Michael is the Associate Athletic Director here at the university. He caters to our needs, demands, questions, concerns, anything that we have. We call him at all hours sometimes. I know, Michael, I'm sorry. But thank you for your professionalism, your patience, and your persistence. We would not be up here without you. Lastly, Coach Mack, thank you for taking a chance on Louisville. But most importantly, thank you for marrying up and marrying a Louisville girl. I'm not sure he would be here if it weren't for Christy. So, but we thank Coach Mack for being here, and we hope that this gift goes a long way to prop up all sports, not just men's basketball, women's basketball, and everything Jeff is doing is important to us as well, and to the university and to the community. So we're really excited to be here today. Thank you.
They'll take a couple quick questions. Anybody have questions for Rick?
What was it about the vision that you like, what you saw from Chris?
Really, it's the fact that the facility is used obviously as a practice and treatment center for the kids or for the student athletes, and I think everybody realizes that. But also, from a recruiting standpoint, this is the point of first contact for many recruits and families when they land in Louisville. So when you walk in here, it's when you look at what other universities are doing, Chris was able, and Vince were able to communicate that very well on what other universities are doing and what we need to do here to remain competitive.
Rick, you touched on not just men's basketball, it's all the sports. How important was that for the whole vision for you guys?
No, it's absolutely important. I mean, this building, as we know, houses men's basketball and lacrosse, and it's important to the university. I mean, there's the program, and if you look at the number of student athletes in the center, I mean, there's a lot more student athletes that aren't men's basketball players.
Are you Louisville graduates, or where's your connection to Louisville?
I'm a graduate of law school.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't graduate?
No connection.
But he just convinced you to be a U of L
Yes,
fan?
yeah. Well, we grew up here. We grew up in Meade County, just west of here. So, and all of our business, we have a lot of business interests here, with Suntan City and Planet Fitness.
Anything else for either one?
Is this a corporate gift or an individual?
It is a corporate gift.
Great, thank you. While y'all are there, let's get a little picture.